So this week's parasha is Parashat Vayetzei. And we learn a very important concept in Parashat Vayetzei from Yaakov. What we learn is the idea of Hakarat HaTov. Now from Yaakov we see that there are 3 stages to Hakarat HaTov. So the first stage is simply Hakara, recognition in itself. So how do we learn this from Yaakov? We see in Parakaf Chet, Pasuk Tet Zayin, Vayeket Yaakov Mishnato, Vayomer Achen Yesh Hashem B'makom Hazeh, V'anochi Lo Yadati. So we see that Yaakov gets up in the morning and he says, Hashem is here, Hashem is present here, and I didn't even know. So from this we learn that we have to be cognizant of Hashem in our lives, and we have to be more aware that Hashem is everywhere, and that everything we have is from Hashem. So that's the first step. The second stage is acting upon your recognition, doing something, action. So in Pasuk Yud Chet and Yud Tet, it says, Vayikach et ha'even asher sam mireshotav, v'yasem ota matzeva, v'kara et shem hamakom hahu Beit El. So Yaakov gets up, Yaakov puts his stones around, and he calls the place Beit El. And from this, we see, what is Yaakov really doing? He's making a memorial, which is a constant reminder of Hashem's good, of Hashem's presence in his life. And from this we learn that when we have Hakara, it is an encouragement that we have to do something about it. And we have to make some type of memorial or something to make it a longer lasting recognition of Hashem. And then the third stage is commitment. It's internalizing your action and internalizing the recognition of Hashem and Hashem's greatness. So in Pasuk Kaf it says, Vayidar Yaakov neder. So Yaakov makes a commitment. He makes a neder to Hashem, and from this we learn that we have to do something in our lives that makes something more stable, that makes our recognition more stable and more permanent. For example, we can make a neder that we want to pray at least once every single day, and by doing that, we have constantly, every single day, we have at least once a day, we have Hashem's presence in our lives, and we have the recognition of Hashem's presence in our lives, and eventually it will be an everlasting thing. For the rest of our lives, it will be long-lasting, and it will be permanent, and we'll always recognize Hashem. So, coming up is the holiday of Chanukah, and we see from the story of Chanukah that the Chashmonaim go through the same 3 stages of Hakarat HaTov. And from the story of Chanukah, we have the 2 nisim, which are Nes Pach Shemen and the Nes HaMilchama. So there's a debate, like which is the bigger Nes that we're talking about and all this. But from the Hakarat of the Chashmonaim, we see that both miracles are really mutually inclusive, and they both come together, and we combine them today. So the first stage is Hakara. So the Maharal says that after the Chashmonaim won the war, they realized, they had Hakara, they realized that Hashem was really the ones that won the war for them. And they want to thank Hashem, and they want to show their recognition of Hashem. So what do? Stage 2. They act on it, and they light a candle. And they find the shemen, a little bit of shemen that they can find, and they light their candles. And then there was another miracle, that the shemen lasted for 8 days. And the fact that the shemen lasted for 8 days was a miracle in itself, which was a confirmation to the Chashmonaim that Hashem really was there with them and really did win the war for them. And it was a confirmation to them that brought the miracles together. And the third stage, like I said before, is commitment. Is a long-lasting internalization of Hashem's greatness, of Hakarat HaTov. So the third stage for us is the holiday of Chanukah in itself, that every single year and every single generation goes through it. We all light the candles we all light the Chanukiah, we all celebrate 8 days of Chanukah. So we light the candles for 8 days because of the miracle that the shemen lasted for 8 days long. But the idea to light the candles in the first place was because of the Nes HaMilchama. And that's how we combine the two nisim today. Lastly, Rambam teaches us that the basis of Chanukah is Kiv'um Yemei Hoda'ah V'Halel. It's basically a Jewish Thanksgiving. Is thanking Hashem and recognizing Hashem's greatness and realizing that Hashem is really here for us and He does everything for us. And we have to thank Hashem for that. So it's like a Jewish Thanksgiving. So this Thanksgiving, which is very soon, instead of thinking of the pilgrims while you eat your turkey and all the good food, you should recognize and thank Hashem for giving us the land of America, for giving us a galut that we can feel comfortable and safe in and practice our Judaism openly. And we should really recognize every single year that Thanksgiving comes around, every single year that Hanukkah comes around, we should really realize how thankful we are and how much Hashem really does for us. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.